Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever one applies to you, our global audience here inside the Coaches and Healers Sangha. Please say good morning once you get here. My name is Emily Harrison, and I want to say good morning to you, even though I'm running a few minutes late this morning. I got sick kids. However, there's a 4-day stomach flu burning through my family. For those of you guys who are meeting me for the first time, I have 3 children. And if any of you are moms, hey, you got Stephanie Lynn in the house, good morning. You know that when your children show up as petri dishes with illnesses, they don't all have it at the same time. No. They take turns passing the baton, one at a time, one to the other, so that good old 4-day stomach flu can run through everybody in its own time. Everybody gets their own turn in the spotlight. That's what's going on in my house today. So I am on going through family member Trace. Hello, Wade, who has the stomach flu. I feel like Wolverine because I have not caught it yet. So let me just start off by welcome Carla. Everybody who's joining, I'm just sharing the real life story of moms with kids with the stomach flu. So to give you guys an upgrade in your immune system, your Wolverine skills, I'll just share a little bit of my energy with you. Create your chi ball. Because I had not got it yet. But for those of you guys who are joining for the first time today, wait, it might be the first time that I'm meeting you, so hello. Not only am I, Shelly is in the house today. Welcome, Shelly. Not only am I a wife and mom of 3, but I am also the founder and director of the Akashic Academy, Coach Nick's partner in building that incredible space for light workers to grow and expand. And also a mentor to other light workers in the realm of the Akashic Records, which I'm so excited to share some of that insight, that powerful energy of the Akashic Records with all of you today. This, of course, is Akashic Meditations for Business, specifically for our lightworker entrepreneurs in the world, which I love you all. As the world shifts and changes, as we move from the 3D into the 5D, alignment begins to happen, not only in our spiritual, our mental, our emotional, our physical lives. We start to see more of that alignment. We're starting to stand in more of our energy. But the physicality of how we show up as human beings here on the planet Earth and how we live our day-to-day life, the things that we engage in, not only our inner world, but our outer world begins to align in this new dynamic way too. Hi, Miss Nancy Louise, as we are emerging in the 5D. And for so many light workers who have this knowledge and this skill, who've experienced using their intuition and their particular lineage, lots of different lineages, lots of different ways to work with the energy. Love all of the knowledge coming forward, especially from the students that I'm working with right now. Because I teach my students not only how to access the records, but how to enhance your area of knowledge expertise with that realm, because it's all about getting knowledge, right? So I love to see the emergence that's happening right now with those that I'm working one-on-one with. And I know so many of you out there who are working with other mentors as well to really hone in on those healing gifts, skills, and abilities and create jobs doing it, because this is the alignment that I'm talking about. I got so inspired as a kid because I used to watch Regis and Kathy Lee. Anybody out there watch themselves some Regis and Kathy Lee? Oh yes, Miss Nancy says prepare your questions now. Go ahead and post your questions now, because I'll dive in and get you guys a little insight from your Akashic Records. All right, but I want to talk about this alignment a little bit more. I like to talk and teach a little bit before I dive in and start answering questions. And when I do that, I start to teach. Nobody has any questions, but then I go on to do a show just about questions, Akashic Answers with Emily, which happens, woo, shameless plug, every Wednesday at noon. There's so damn many questions on there, I can't get to them all. All right, yes, so Miss Nancy, do what Miss Nancy says, put your questions in now. All right, so back to Regis and Kathy Lee. I remember Kathy Lee sitting up on her little stool next to Regis and talking about how much her dad had inspired her, and how she'd had a flashbulb moment, one of those just like unforgettable, you can just like go back there in a second, moments as a kid with her dad when he said to her, you gotta find what you love to do And then you have to find a way to make money doing it. And that stuck with her. And then when she said it, well, I'll be damned if it didn't stick with me too. There is a difference in how we are trained to show up in jobs in the 3D versus the 5D. Okay, yes, you might have heard once or twice from your parents or an inspiring teacher that you could do or be anything that you wanted to be. However, you are actually getting programmed and brainwashed to be a factory worker. Think about going back to school, okay? Just the pattern, the repetition of working for an hour and taking a 10-minute break, and then working for an hour and taking a 10-minute break. There are subtle ways, because of our level of asleepedness, that I might have made that up. I haven't made up a made-up word in a while. Well, maybe since last week. Asleepedness. In our sleepy timeness of not seeing clearly ourselves or the world or what's really going on, what we do is we begin to fall into the belief system that you got to get a job because you got to make money, because you got to pay your bills, and then you have a family, you got to support your family, and you get into all of this cockamamie shit that really doesn't have a lot to do with you doing what you wanted to do, what made your soul light up as a kid. Some people get there, but most people get trapped in the system. Now, in the 5D, and one of the brilliant things, oh God, I love this. Ooh! Oh! I just made the connection myself this deeply for the first time. Like, I kind of knew all of the pieces, but it just like hit me good, as you saw. As you saw me show you, it hit me good. Okay, one of the reasons I freaking love the Akashic Records and why they are coming more into awareness of people's consciousness right now is because of the internet. Because in order to fully understand the spiritual technology, we have to have a template where we're using it and it works in our, quote, real life. That's what the internet is. It opens up access to all of the information that we have here on the planet. The records are like a step up. You can go intergalactic there. You can get information from the entire universe, the cosmos, whatever your little heart desires. But you got to know what questions to ask to get there, right? This is how Albert Einstein and Steve Jobs got the information that they did, Nikola Tesla. They knew the questions to ask to get the download of the answers, right? Same with Google. In order to use the internet, you've got to type in something into Google that you wanted to go find for you. So you got to know what questions to ask. But this is why the Akashic Records are becoming so valuable and so on the forefront of people's awareness, is because the physical structure, the template of the internet allows us to begin to understand, oh, okay, I'm starting to get how this might work for me. Similarly, as we show up and we create now in the 5D, especially when we're using this template of the Akashic Records, we begin to have this very, very dynamic alignment where how we show up to create in the world is not based on what we've been brainwashed to figure out what we can do to make money. Rather, it's how do we serve the planet with our gifts, skills, and abilities, enhancing it, healing it, creating new things. And this major shift happens as we begin to evolve our consciousness, our technology evolves, our ability to access and understand how to use this technology evolves. And it's super important that we support each other in this shift, that we bring as much awareness to all of the pieces at play as possible. And these are shifts that are going to be happening within inside of you that cause stirring. And guess what? Once you commit to the spiritual path, let's talk about how do you show up as a spiritual healer, as a teacher, as a spiritual entrepreneur when you're still going through major growth? Or when Scorpio energy, full moon, blue moon energy like this comes along and begins to require deep transformation. That's what's happening in my life right now, so I'll tell you how I'm doing it. First of all, I'm using my practice. I'm using the records to help me see patterns from a more dynamic standpoint. Okay, so Perspective. Perspective in and of itself is enlightenment. So whatever your modality is, whatever your perspective is, whatever your discipline is, you must be applying it to yourself at all times. You also really have to tune in to your own self. Our self-care is huge during these times. Okay, when you're going through really intense emotional shifts in your life, you're coming up against your own demons. You know what a lot of light workers experience? Oh, it's interesting. I just looked up and I saw Miss Nancy, part of her comments, no matter how much money, and money is exactly what I was going to talk about. So many light workers, we want to share abundance and wisdom and health and prosperity, and yet we are grasping at straws in the financial part of our lives. It's okay, you're going to get there, I promise you. If you are following the road of consciousness, the road of spirituality, that's one of the first things that really began to shift in my physical world, was that ability to really begin to more fully and dynamically make money doing this. And it took a while for that shift to emerge. Lightworkers inherently have some poverty shit going on. We got some past life shit going on. We got some collective karma that we're moving. It's okay if you're in that phase. Continue to move through it. Allow yourself to see the patterns of growth. There's a learning curve as you're showing up as an entrepreneur. Once you get your money up and rolling, trust me, shit ain't gonna stop there, okay? Coach Nick has really taught me very, very quickly, but over a matter of years, 2, 3, something like that years. But in a really short amount of time, Coach Nick has taught me dynamically how to move through the physical formulas that it takes to create money as an entrepreneur. But I've still had to address a lot of my own poverty, my lack, my shit that comes up for me, okay? We've all got it, we've all got it. Take some time, but stick with it. You're going to begin to work it out. You're going to begin to work it out. Still show up in that space when you're experiencing that personal challenge. But you got to rest. You got to take care of yourself. You got to know when to ease up a little bit. All right? If you are experiencing a lack of any type in your life as a spiritual leader, generally you need to back off a little bit and stop trying to control everything so much. That's a great way on how to give yourself permission to show up in your business maybe a little bit differently when you're going through those astringent times and you're like, maybe you have a lack of peace, maybe there's a lack of financial flow, maybe there's a lack of love and self-compassion. You might be going through a time where you might be hard on yourself. That's going to alter how you show up in your business. The basis and the root of that is lack. It is controlling and hanging on too tight, so just back off a little bit. All right, you got to do your practice. You have to give yourself the permission for self-examination and recognize, when talking about patterns again, we will all continue to go through our own growth phases. How you go through and show up in your own growth phase, if you are a spiritual leader or mentor or teacher or guru or entrepreneur, what you're doing is you're creating really powerful patterns how your next round of clients, the people that you're going to work with, are going to show up and work with you. Okay, it's all template creating. What we go through individually and personally is what we are healing and creating the understanding, the ability to transfer to others in whatever way we show up and do that. And whatever magical spell, hand waving, breathing, omen, sending energy that we do. But that's truly how you acquire the ability to do it. Symbolically, you create whatever experience you want for other people. How you embody the ability to help others is by walking through it. So recognize that as a spiritual teacher, healer, entrepreneur, you're still going to go through all of your stuff. Showing up sometimes is going to mean backing off a little bit. And you got to give yourself permission to do that. And you have to maintain a very high level of awareness that how you're showing up through your own process is, and you know, we can hang on to our old shit and justify it and kick and scream and fight, or we can say, oh, I'm going to embrace this and grow. I'm going to stay in a compassionate space for myself. I'm going to stay in a as neutral and clear space as I can. I'm going to call in help, ask for guidance, ask for awareness. Because as you do this, hell, man, you are being your perfect client, okay? That's actually the bottom line secret to the whole thing. Maybe you guys have heard Coach Nick talking about the law of attraction. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Okay? Okay. Time to get to that. And by the way, that all comes to you from your Akashic Records. That is not me personally. I'm only the vessel for it. And I'll be damned if I'm not a learner by firsthand experience. So yes, I'm talking to you about the real shit they're talking to me about my life right now, because Scorpio energy is bringing up very, very, very deep shit to the surface. However, the awareness, the acute awareness and understanding even deeper of myself. And I've done a lot of self-work, people. Okay? Lots of it. It's cool to continue to learn about my own self and my patterns, because I recognize that the role that I'm being called to play here at the Akashic Academy is going to require a lot of dynamic growth. And to be honest with you, it's going to require leadership skills that I ain't learned yet. I can act them out for you, but really learning to embody what it takes to be a powerful and a profound leader, I'm learning a lot of shit about. So come join with me, because we're all leaders in this space. You guys are leaders of your own community. You are leaders of your own tribe. There are those who are in soul contract with you, my entrepreneurs and light workers, to show up in your past, present, and future as your teachers, your clients, your mentors. Dive into it. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and answer some questions now. We got a little bit more time, and I'll probably go over a few minutes because I was late. All righty, Nancy, you've got great comments. I'm going to see if you have any questions in there. Guys, ask your questions. What's going on? What's going on in your world and your business right now? Because truthfully, there are no business problems, only personal problems. Also, being around others that carry integrity in what you are doing and hope to do. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for saying that, because that was running through my mind a lot, Nance, and I didn't actually get to that point either. But having your spiritual brothers and sisters who are doing the same thing as you, which is learning to step into their power and make something of it. You want to make something of it? Fuck yeah, I do. It's really, it's very, very important, because if you lay down with dogs, you're going to get fleas. So you want our happy little light fleas. Okay, join the Akashic Academy. Shameless plug. Here comes Cindy Coleman. I love it. All right, Nancy also says, if you're not making any mistakes, you're not learning anything new. Oh, that's why it's really important to connect again, like Nance said, with the soul tribe of people who will sing your soul song back to you. And I love that. All right, questions. Ask your questions. Time for questions. You don't want me to sing, trust me. I quit my singing lessons when I moved here and missed them. I still sing very loud, but it's way off key. Again, because I'm not singing every day. Mark is here. Mark is one of our newest Akashic Academy hosts. Got a powerful show. Our new animal expert on the scene, which is, we're so happy to have you. All right, so I'm going to shamelessly plug the Akashic Academy then, if you guys aren't going to ask any questions. But Mark, since you just dove in and joined, oh, by the way, Abraham, I see you too. I want to say hello. Feel free to ask questions right now about your business if you want some Akashic insight, some free free activations, healings, adjustments, insights, anything that you're looking for, you got me today. Pleasure to show up for my fellow entrepreneur brothers and sisters in the house. And like I said, I'm going to shamelessly plug the Academy then. So right now, inside the Akashic Academy, we have a special that you can join for $4.44. If you are not already a member, you get your first month for $4.44. For that $4.44, you're going to get access to our entire library that we've created up until now of workshops and trainings for light workers, which is in the hundreds. You also get access to the brand new content that Coach Nick and I are creating every single week. Coach Nick goes live Mondays for mindful living inside our secret Facebook group. I go live inside of that same secret Facebook group every Wednesday. Wednesday's a big day for me. So intuitive development is coming up at the top of the hour, and oh my gosh, I have got good stuff for you guys today. I'm so excited. We're going to be talking about, and I feel my voice resonating deeper even as I talk about it. All month long in May, we're talking about the marrying of the spiritual and the physical energy. So we're going to be talking about what it means to embody polarity, which is something that trips us up hugely. And we're going to be doing a lot of one-on however many of you guys show up work. We're going to be doing real-time work, learning to shift our energy frequencies to hold this energy more dynamically, and then figure out what the hell you do with it, where it's coming from, because learning to engage and hold polarity is actually a huge component to learning to marry spiritual and the physical energy. And you might think, well, fuck, I don't want to be polar anymore. Yes, this is part of learning to transmute it. I'm excited. So you get to join live or on the replay these very special times that Coach Nick and I come to share with our private community, our members inside the Akashic Academy. We also do full and new moon ceremonies, which are fun and powerful because we're following the natural cycle of the cosmos, harnessing that for specific growth. Each moon has its own characteristics. The energies that are associated with the alignment of the stars and the planets have a huge effect on what becomes really powerful for us to understand, harness, and shift about the particular energies. So it's really a powerful, beautiful time. Of course, our ancestors knew the power of sacred ritual, but so do we in the Academy. So we use that time to come together. Bonk is here. I love you, Sifu. Okay. Any questions? Nancy says her head and throat is hurting. Had to back off a bit with things. Good. Breathing and grounding. So good. Yes, Nancy. Listen to Miss Nancy. All right, so anybody who, Cindy says, oops, I'm late. Oh, I was going into my phone to put this special deal in here for you. Okay, hang on. So in my shameless plug of the Akashic Academy, I'm going to put this in for you guys. You can check it out. And then let's do an upper Dantian clearing. How about that? Sifu? Miss Nancy's talking about her head and her throat feeling a little throbbing, so we're going to move that out. Okay, let me just figure out where we are here. We're in the Coaches and Healers Sangha. There I am in my red shirt. Okay. There you go. All right. So everybody sit up nice and straight. We're going to do a little breath work, a little clearing together. Take a nice deep breath in. Calling light to you 360 degrees, exhaling, focusing the awareness on that crystalline tube of light running up and down your spine. Okay, so right here is where Spirit's bringing my awareness. Boom. And I know that this is especially true for Nancy because I know how powerful Miss Nancy is. And I know that she's going through a really big growth phase right now in terms of assimilating spiritual knowledge, understanding, and then just like speaking it into. Like you have so much to say right now, Nancy. It's not that it's trapped. It's that so much is coming in they want you to expand the tube of light, and we're going to focus specifically on these different centers. But I want to definitely bring awareness that when you start to feel like a pain or a throbbing in a particular area, especially if you're doing a lot of work. So this upper Dantian center, let's talk about this for a second. Imagine a nice cauldron-y bowl right up here in your energy field. This is from the Taoist philosophy. You've got one here in the headal area, or maybe it's down a bit. You got one in the heartal area and one in the groinal area. Right? All right. Lower is survival. This is your heart space, spirituality. Okay? All right. So, when you are feeling a pain or a constriction in any one of these areas, I want you to, if you're feeling a physical notification by your body, send your consciousness there. If you are not in any kind of physical pain today, allow your body to send you an intuitive notification on which center you want to work on. Headal, heart, or groinal are your choices. Spiritual, art, passion. Passion might be down here too if you're thinking of sexuality. Groinal, survival, creativity, sexuality. Okay. Focus on one of those areas. If you're having physical pain, allow your awareness to be taken there. If you're feeling no physical pain, allow yourself to receive an intuitive memo. Okay. I'm just going to do, what I want you to recognize is there's a lot of energy coming in, moving and healing. Okay? It doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong in this area. It means that you're receiving more vitality, and we want to upgrade the bandwidth. So the first thing that I want you to do is imagine that crystalline tube of light. Make sure it's anchored all the way into the center of Mother Earth. So send it down real fast, all the way up into Source, Akash. Creator, Source, that's what Amanda Marie calls it. I like that too. Just get yourself nice and connected in that crystalline tube of light. And then expand that crystalline tube. This is like expanding the bandwidth. However far you want to expand it, that's up to you. That's your business, okay? You can use your imagination. You can use your arms. Play with a couple different things. As soon as I began using my imagination, I felt it to a certain degree in my body. And then as I began moving it with my hands, all Tai Chi style. Can't move it straight backwards because I have my chair. I felt it, a different layer of it in my body. So notice what you feel as you're expanding that crystalline tube. And then bringing the awareness to the particular Dantian, the particular center, the particular cauldron. I want you to imagine it opening and emptying out to the sound that you're hearing in here. This is the emptiness, this is the space that is created to fill those centers. Spiritual knowledge, joy, vitality, okay? Clarity, forgiveness, sexuality. Listen to the sound of the tone until you cannot hear it anymore, and then once you can't hear it anymore, I want you to recreate it emanating from the Dantian center that you're focusing on right now. And my intention is to hold space for all of you and your expansion as well as my own. So be it and so it is. Recreating that vibrational frequency now. Holding it in your awareness. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice deep breath in. Expanding through that center, exhaling. giving your gifts, giving your service, giving your journey over to the greater good. So be it and so it is. I love you guys. Just wanted to check in. Whoa, awesome. Alexis, good morning. Nancy, opening the column, helping already. Nice. Katrina, good to see you. Margarita, good to see you too. Ines, I always love seeing all of my homies in the house. Cindy, welcome, welcome. Cindy's working on the spiritual Dantian centers. Even the pitch in your ear just changed to a nicer tone, higher. Awesome. I love Wednesdays hanging out with all of you. Thank you so much for joining me. Again, if you are not a member of the Akashic Academy, check out the link that I sent you. When you click that link, you're going to be directed to a short video, less than 2 minutes, of a very magical experience, just to get you going on the kind of magic we are revealing and creating and participating in the Academy. Then you are going to be invited to put your name and email into a box. We're going to send you a video tour of the Academy, of what membership involves. If you cannot resist that deal, I understand. We created the code SACRED4. I left that for you as well. Put that in at checkout and you will receive your first month for $4.44. No obligation to continue. Cancel at any time. Do I sound like the ShamWow man?